Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video we take a look at all the tactics in the game at the Camp Nou. 2-1 is how it ended, with Barcelona moving 9 points clear of 5th spot, moving closer to Champions League football next season. Before we start, I want to ask you to please subscribe to our channel if you haven't, to not miss out on any content. This was a much better performance from Barca, as Xavi desperately needed a response from his team. Madrid has just won the title, so it was a must-win for Barca, especially looking at the table. So Barca got the job done, and a feel-good moment for the return of Barca's great prospects for the future. But here's a look at the current table, also the lineups from both teams. As far as the lineup from Barcelona was concerned, the only change was Memphis coming in for Dembele, and Ferran Torres moving over to the right-hand side. To be honest, I wasn't excited at all to see Ferran, but Xavi had a plan which we will get to later. Barcelona's defense has really become torture to watch. I honestly think the fact that we have so much possession saves us from conceding goals. The space are just everywhere. There's no compactness, and it's you can't teach. Imagine what a Man City or Liverpool team would do with that much space. Xavi had to let them defend in a 5-4-1 formation. If this were a better team, we would have lost this game by at least 2. As I mentioned, our possession shadows our problems in defense. If you look at the games once, you might not see it, but from an analyze point of view, this is terrible for a team of our caliber. And the stats just prove everything what I am saying. Barca had to make 17 tackles in total, and they had to make only 4. And look at the success rate. They completed 100% of their tackles and our 64%, which is just over half. Another interesting stat here is their unbelievable passing accuracy in their own half. That means we couldn't force mistakes properly on them like we wanted to. We had a bare 4% better accuracy than theirs, which leaves me to think, were our press dysfunctional? I know teams create fouls to break the rhythm of the game, but we can't be conceding more than our opponents every game. That just doesn't sit well at all with me. But let's see what we did in possession. We mainly had a back 3 in possession. Xavi brought back the inverted fullback, forming a double pivot with Sergio. Frenkie and Gavi operated as free A's in between the lines, trying to disrupt their defensive shape. Surprisingly enough, you would normally expect Adama or Dembele to be out here very wide, but Ferran Torres had an inverted role in this game. So this was more or less our shape Xavi tried to keep throughout the whole game. But let's get into the whole thing. From the build-up phase, as expected, they didn't come to press really high, but when they did, the back 3 gave Barcelona a numerical advantage. When getting through the first wave of pressure, both fullbacks lined up with Sergio because he was man-marked. So they were the outlets to play the ball to. In the final third, the wingers inverted into the half space and the fullbacks had to go up to give width. Frenkie had to become a pivot, and Gavi and Memphis both occupied the half space. The half space is overcrowded, and Frenkie again finds himself in a position he doesn't like anymore. To clear all this, Xavi wanted his players to drag the opponents all to one side. Gavi or Frenkie, whichever side the ball was, had to come deep to receive in these regions. The opposite free 8 went to the touchline to give width, and then one of the fullbacks, particularly the opposite one, inverted, which created some sort of balance and led to the Memphis goal. Our wingers being so very narrow must be an order from Xavi. This was done to keep their back five totally narrow. Therefore it made sense to have our fullback go forward to keep the width. This kind of made Gavi and Frankie restricted in some ways. That with the fact that our fullbacks didn't go forward all the time made our wings totally ineffective. Sometimes there were nobody on the wings. That meant we couldn't stretch them properly. But Xavi probably tried out something new. He had them narrow to make ball distribution easier so that they can find each other. Most of our play was centrally. Memphis and Forlan mainly made runs in the half spaces. And the Memphis goal is a spitting image of that. And I understand why Xavi didn't want the fullbacks to be forward so often. That was because it would have left a gaping hole at the back which could easily have been taken advantage of. But luckily for us they didn't do anything about that. So Xavi is definitely trying. This was a real tough game for Barca. But luckily we came out on top in this game and we deserved the 3 points. Champions League football is almost sealed, with just 1 or 2 more wins would seal that. Well, that's all we have for you in this video. I hoped you liked it. Sorry for post this late, but today was a crazy day. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so to not miss any future content of Barcelona. It would help a lot if you do. Stay safe and keep calm, my friend. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.